Hi, and welcome to our team call. We have a few more hopping on, but I'm just going to go ahead and get started now because I've got a lot of information for y'all. So I wanted to welcome you. It's Holy November, which is crazy to think that we literally have 50 days left in this year as of today. Like, it's just insane to believe. And that's kind of going into my topic of really wanting to talk about creating that end of the year momentum and really not waiting until the beginning of the year to see success, waiting on the beginning of the year to show up for your business or your fitness journey or whatever your goals are, not waiting any longer. And I'm going to give you a game plan, and we're actually going to map out our end of the year goals and strategies on how to get there. So I first want to talk about the end of the year, right? It's like so many of us decide, okay, it's November. It's time to go into hibernation mode, right? Like, I'm not going to show up for me anymore. I'm not going to show up for anything because I've got to show up for everybody else. But y'all, our business matters even during these months. Ourselves matter even during these months. And it matters even more because it's really what builds momentum for January, February, March, April. The things I did last year during November and December skyrocketed my business in January, February, and March. That's why we were able to obtain top 50 the first 3 months of the year. Why we're able to obtain premier team in the first 3 months of the year. It's because we had the momentum from November and December. And that's something you can create by your daily actions, right? Like, it's just by making that conscious decision to show up every single day for yourself and for your business and doing those daily activities on the Beachbody activity tracker, right? Like, we all know the activities, right? I don't have to preach it until I'm blue in the face, but showing up for ourselves, inviting to our boot camps and the business opportunity, showing up for our clients, posting on social media every day and growing our network, right? That is the realm of our business. And that doesn't just stop because we get busy, or it doesn't just stop because things happen or people don't show up, or, our kids get sick, or we have family outings. We show people what is possible when you do focus. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about what we do is we literally get to give people hope during these last couple of months when they're literally grasping at straws. I think the link you posted on the Facebook comment is wrong. It took me forever to go figure out which meeting it was. Okay, give me 1 second. 96. Oh no, I did. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, so we'll let them hop on. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Obviously, you don't have to have your shit together to be a coach. Like, that's also showing you, like, we just roll with the punches. We just show up the way we are, the best we can, and we figure it out as we go. I am never going to sit here and say that, oh my gosh, like, I know everything, or I know how to do this stuff, or, like, I'm never going to make mistakes. We know that I make mistakes. I make tons of mistakes. But I think the best thing about what we do is that we're allowed to show up just authentically as even during these last few months of the year. And so I really want to talk about, now that we've laid the groundwork, that we have 50 days left in the year, right? We have 50 whole days. That is a lot of time. And that is a lot of time for us to decide that we're going to show up the best way we know how. And how do you do that, right? The first thing is making sure that you are committed to a program. our nutrition is not going to be perfect during these last few months, but we need to make sure, one, we're committed to a program, so we're taking people along that journey. For me right now, it's Transform 20. I want to do that program as the last program of the year, and then I think I'll have 3 weeks left, so I'm going to do a round of 21-day fix. I have my game plan for the rest of the year, and so that's what I want you to do. What program are you doing right now? And then what program are you going to commit to the end of the year? So maybe you're doing Morning Meltdown 100. Okay, great. Is that going to take you to the end of the year? If not, then what are you going to do afterwards? Have a solid game plan for the end of the year so that you have no guesses on what you have to get done, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is making sure that you have your boot camps set up for the end of the year so you know what you're inviting to, right? So me, I've got one that's starting December 2nd, and that is what I'm inviting to right now. And that's going to be my last one for the year. So once the December 2nd one closes, I'm going to start enrollment for January boot camp, the first week in January. You are always more than welcome to add your clients to my group. There's no need to have to redo another group and add more groups. And all I ask is that you stay active in that group as well. So have a game plan. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out, right? Like, it's just having the outline. You know, like when you were in school and you had to write a paper and your teacher said, okay, you start with the outline. You don't know what your thesis is going to be. You don't know what any of that other shit's going to be. You just have an outline. You have what 4 paragraphs you're going to have and what each subject is that. So that's what we're basically doing for this end of the year. We're creating an outline for the end of the year. So we have what each of our things are going to be, right? So we know our boot camp is going to start December 2nd. That's for me, for example, mine's going to start December 2nd. I know what program I'm doing. So that's another thing. So I'm doing Transform 20 and then around a 21-day fix. And then we also need to know what coach sneak peeks we're doing, because right now recruiting is huge for the end of the year, right? We need to make sure that we are recruiting so we can have them up and running for when the busy time of the year is, right? January, February, March, when people are ready to make the change, when people are ready to start showing up for the best them, we already have coaches there to sign them up to hit the ground running. And so you need to know when you're going to do a sneak peek. And that carries me into the next thing is I am hosting a sneak peek Wednesday. So not tomorrow, but Wednesday with Josh Coates. So instead of our team call with Josh, we're having a team-wide sneak peek. So you can invite to that sneak peek. That's something you don't have to do, and you can literally get on and show your face. And so you can see how they're ran. So it's a lot less scary. So just say, have you ever been interested in what I'm doing? If so, drop your email and I'll send you the invitation to the sneak peek. I will be posting the event, the Facebook event in the team page after this call. So don't worry about that with the outline, but that is an opportunity. So start inviting to that. Y'all, we always have something to invite to, something to reach out to. We just have to do it. We have to make our business a priority because y'all, honestly, at the end of the day, you can't just check out of work for the last 2 months of the year, right? Like you still have got to show the fuck up. And that's exactly what this is. This is our job. And that doesn't mean we get to just check out of it when it's convenient for us. We have to continue to show up even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient. Y'all, it has been so hard for me these last few months. I have been struggling like nobody's business growing this fucking human and shit. But I keep showing up. I show up for y'all no matter how many of you guys show up for your business. I'm always here to show up for you guys because it's my job. That's the difference between us treating it like a hobby and treating it like a job, is showing up for one person or showing up for 10 people. We need to show up because we made that commitment to show up. And so you have to think, are you upholding that commitment you made to yourself to show up for your business? And if not, then why didn't you? Is it because it's not important enough for you? Do you need to reevaluate your priorities? Do you need to realign yourself with why you're doing this? Or do you just need to kick the fucking excuses out and do it, right? Like that's at the end of the day, we sometimes just have to give ourselves some tough love and say, I'm not showing up, not because I don't have the time, not because, I don't enjoy it, just simply because I got lazy and I need to kick that shit out. Like sometimes you just have to gut punch yourself for that. And if you don't want to, I'm always here to do that. But we really have to realign with our vision and our why, especially during these last 50 days. And then that's also setting goals. So goals aren't just to be set in January. I believe in setting monthly, quarterly, annual goals, all the goals, because honestly, that is what I work towards if I have a picture of what I want to achieve. And so how I set my end of the year goals, right? I usually set it at the beginning of the fourth quarter, which was last month, but you guys can set them right now. So we have 50 days left in the year, right? So what is your goal that you want to obtain by January? Right? December 31st. So by January 1st, you've hit that goal. Is it to become a diamond? Is it to hit Success Club the last 2 months of the year? Is it to become a Ruby coach? Is it, what is that goal that you have? Okay. So say it's to become a diamond coach, right? So you want to become a diamond. I'm writing these down so I can visualize it. Diamond coach. Okay. So a diamond coach, as we know, is you, 4 people on your left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 people on your right with 2 emeralds. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's basically 12 people, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you want to recruit, and I am basically strategizing this as if you're a brand spanking new coach. If you don't have anyone under you, if you have people under you right now, then that's going to help you towards that goal. You factor that in. But I'm factoring it as if you are a brand spanking new coach, right? So that's 12 people. Because one of those diamonds is going to be one of them emeralds is going to be your controlled business center, meaning you're going to sign up your husband and then 2 people under him. And then the other one is either going to be a friend or something like that you get to do this with you. So how are you going to strategize this for the end of the year? So we have 50 days left in the year. Y'all, that's not even a person a day. Like, that's like a person a week. And so you have to realize how obtainable these goals are that you're really shooting for. So how are you going to achieve that? So you can't just hit Success Club 5 for November and December and achieve that, right? Because that's only 6 people. So if you hit Success Club 10, which is 5 people this month, right? So say this month, your goal is to hit Success Club 10. So that means you're recruiting. I'm writing this down and I'll show you guys. Recruiting 5 people. So then next month, you know that you have 5 people. So that means you have to have 7 more people next month. So that means you're shooting for Success Club 14. And then maybe you want to even it out. So Success Club 12 each month. Recruits. So you know that this month and next month, you have to help at least 6 people, right? Easy. So that way you have a tangible amount of what is going to help you achieve that goal. So 6 people in the month of November, 6 people in the month of December. So how are you going to do that, right? So we have our goal. We know what we need to do each month. So that's the first part, is knowing the goal. So you guys can do this with whatever goal yours is. This was just an easy one for me to demonstrate. So the second thing is knowing what it's going to take each month to achieve that goal, meaning 6 people each month to achieve that goal of diamond in 2 months, right? So now we need to think, what do we need to do daily to achieve that monthly goal? And so that is a little bit trickier, especially when we're working with wanting to sign up so many people. So we have to say, okay, so the first thing is I just need to talk to people. I need to talk to as many people as I can, and I need to light a fire under my belly. And so what I always suggest, especially when you're a brand new coach, is creating a list of 100 people that you know. Not thinking if they're going to sign up with you, not thinking if, Joe Blow can afford it, or if Susie down the street has a friend or a neighbor that does Beachbody and she might have already gotten a hold of her. Just write down every single name that you know, right? Starting, I always say 100 because that gives you a good baseline to start with. And then you say you have that 100, right? So say you reach out to 10 of those 100 people every single day, right? And so you just reach out and say, hey, girlfriend, it has been so long. I haven't seen you since high school. I adore your little girl. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we're both moms right now. I didn't know if you've seen, but I'm actually enrolling for a boot camp right now. And I instantly thought of you because we had so much fun in high school together. Would this be interesting? Like, would this interest you? Something along the lines of that. Just asking, right? Like, y'all, I know talking to the people that we know in life, or the people that we might have to see at Thanksgiving dinner, or the people that we might run into at the supermarket is scary, but we never know who this gift can touch, right? It's not our job to say, well, she's kind of fit. She probably doesn't need this. Or she was a bitch in high school. I don't really want to reach out to her. Like, it's not fair to us to pick and choose who we are going to reach out to. It's simply our obligation to just reach out to as many people as possible. And so that starts with just kind of pulling our big girl panties up and doing it, right? It's so hard to send that first few messages, but once we do, it gets so much easier. So, right, we made our list of 100 people, and we're going to reach out to 10 of those people every single day. That's our warm market, right? So and those 10 people, statistically, 5 of them are going to respond, half of them because they're our warm market, so we have higher ratios. 3 of them are going to be interested, and 1 of them are going to sign up. And so that's why we say a list of 100, right? So we have those people that we can. So that's how we're going to do every single day with the contacts. Then we need to reach out to our shoo-ins, right? Our moms, our boyfriends, our husbands, the ones that we know that love and trust us and will sign up with us just for shits and giggles because they trust us and they really need this. So you're going to reach out to them and get those people enrolled. Don't be scared to say, hey, I want to do this with you. Let's do this together. Y'all, this business is scary. I'm not going to lie. Like, I get so scared reaching out to people still. Like, and I've been doing this for almost 2 years. And so we have to really think the fear is mutual. They're just as scared as we are, if not more scared to reach out to us. No one likes asking for help. No one likes to admit when they're failing at their journey. No one likes to say, like, hey, I need your help, even though we were like frenemies in high school. Like, nobody likes that. And so for us, it's kind of our obligation to do the hard work, to do the hard things and reach out to them, right? So we need to make sure that we reach out and at least invite them, right? It's not our job to make them want this or need this, but it is our job to reach out. So that's how you're going to do your daily. So now you know what your end of the year goal is. So that's diamond. You know what your monthly goal is. That's 6 people. Now you know your daily actions. That's reaching out to 10 people in your warm market and then starting 10 conversations with people in your cold market. That means just people who are following you on Instagram or people who are, like you have interests with and you just want to start a conversation with them and talk to them, right? All of these conversations and all of these invites are really going to build up that momentum for January. Because right now you're going to get follow-ups. You're going to get people who are interested in joining right now, but you're going to get a lot of people who are saying, oh, let's just wait till January or maybe February, or I can't afford it right now. So your list of follow-ups is going to grow. So that means in January, you're going to be able to hit the ground running. But that's all because of the activities that you're doing right now. So now we know what we need to do daily. And that's on top of course, showing up for our journey, right? Doing our program, showing up for that, and also showing up on social media, meaning posting every day. And so now we know tangibly what we need to do. And so what I suggest is exactly what I do. Put a sticky note on your computer. Make the background on your phone those goals so that every single day you look at those goals and you say, okay, this is what I'm working towards today, is what I'm doing right now, helping that goal or preventing that goal? Meaning, are the actions that you are consuming your time with helping you to hit that goal, or are they keeping you away from it? Are you watching way too many Hallmark movies? Yes. That is why I'm in my office with no Hallmark movies. So that was keeping me from my goals. Okay, so I'm sending invites. That's helping me get to my goals. And so we just really have to kind of give ourselves gut checks and say, are we doing what we need to do to obtain these goals? Are we doing what we need to do to hit the end of the year benchmark? And y'all, take it fucking seriously, right? Like, I cannot tell you how many people I know that set goals and they're just like, they go in with I mean, if I would hit this goal, it'd be kind of cool. But I mean, like, if I don't hit it, it's not like the end of the year. That vibe will never help you hit the goals. You guys, we have to look at these goals as these are our end of the year, like, benchmarks to how we know that we did everything we needed to do to be able to move our business forward. And so we have to treat them like they are our number one priority. Of course, right behind our family, and of course, right behind, our children and all of that and our job. But we have to treat them like we do our business goals, right? Like, if you're in sales at a freaking insurance, or if you're a manager at a salon, or if you're whatever you do, those goals that you have to hit for that business, you teach them seriously, because there's repercussions that if you don't hit those goals. Well, treat your damn business the exact same way, knowing that there's repercussions if you don't hit those goals, meaning you don't move your business forward and you stay stuck. And the longer we stay stuck, the longer that we don't take ourselves seriously, the easier it's going to be for us to quit, because the less faith we have in ourselves. Y'all, momentum goes both ways. We have positive momentum and we have negative momentum. And if we get on the negative momentum train, it is so much harder to flip that script than if we are on positive, right? Like, positive, you can ride that wave for a while. But if you're negative, it is so hard to turn it around to make it positive. You have to think you're going against freaking gravity right now. And if you're pushing that boulder up the hill, meaning you are creating those habits and you're pushing those boulder up the hill, but you stop for 2 months, that boulder is way back down and it gets so much harder to push up. So we can't stop. We just have to continue to make those small daily improvements. And so that's really thinking, okay, so I know I need to schedule out every single thing that I have at the end of this year. I literally have sat down already and scheduled out December. Every holiday party that I have, every family outing that I want to do, like Christmas tree lightings and stuff like that, every tradition that we do. So I scheduled out our family movie night where we have popcorn and watch Christmas movies. I scheduled out, the day we make cookies, and we literally spend all day making cookies. All the fun things I like to do during the holidays with my family, I scheduled those out so that I know what days I need to work more because I'm not getting to work this day. What days I need to switch this work because I'm not getting to do it on this day. And it's all just about being proactive with our calendar and being intentional with our business, and knowing that at the end of the day, y'all, we are the CEOs of our own business and we need to treat it that way. And so that's something I really recommend, is you guys sitting down with your calendar and saying, what do I enjoy doing with my family during these holiday seasons, and what obligations have I already signed up for? And write them all in there so that you know where you need to switch business, when you need to do this, when you need to schedule posts for your social media because you're really going to be offline, so that you really can juggle both. Y'all, the feeling of being overwhelmed and the feeling of the holidays and not wanting to show up for our business, it's all just lack of planning. It's all just lack of knowing what we're going to do, and it's the unexpected. Y'all, things are going to come up. I'm not saying we can schedule our entire lives and live verbatim by it. Things are going to come up, but it's so much easier to have, again, the outline so we know where to fit things in. So those are really my biggest tips for ending the year and really owning the end of the year and setting those goals. So I really want you guys to cut off this call and think, what are your end of the year goals? What are you wanting to achieve during this end of the year 50 days? And how are you going to do it? So you've got your 50-day goal. You need to have your monthly, what you need to do monthly to achieve that 50-day goal. And then you also need to know what you got to do daily to achieve the monthly goal to then achieve your 50-day goal. And then decide when your family stuff's going to be, when the holiday stuff is going to be, so that we can make sure that we still make our business a priority. All righty. So that is really all that I had for y'all tonight. I wanted to see if anybody had any questions, anything that they needed help with. You can put it in the comments, and then if not, we can just boot, scoot, and boogie. I think that's what they say. So if the boot camps, if you don't have one to invite to right now, meaning you don't have one that you're starting, you can invite to mine. And then you can, we'll add your people to my boot camp, the ones that you enroll. So I have one that starts prep the last week of November. So we prep during Thanksgiving. Let me give you the actual dates. So prep is going to be the 25th and the 29th through the 29th. And that'll be them getting ready for it, enjoying their Thanksgiving, all that stuff. And then it officially starts on December 2nd, and it goes to December 23rd. So it'll be December 2nd to December 23rd. So I'm such an introvert. Okay, Amanda, I totally get it. I mean, I personally don't, because I wasn't very introverted, but I am like an introverted extrovert. So it was really hard for me at the beginning to like talk on social media, to talk on my stories. Like I refused to talk on my stories for the longest time because I absolutely hate the way I sound. Like you guys will hear it in every single one of my trainings. I talk about it. Like I don't rewatch any of my training videos. I don't rewatch my stories because I hate the way I sound. And so I didn't do that forever because I was like, well, I don't have anything important to say. I don't really want to talk to people, and I don't like the way I sound. And so I didn't do it for a while. And then I had to say, this is what the successful coaches are doing. And so do it in my own way and own my awkwardness. And I think that's something that's really helped me, is owning my awkwardness. So maybe owning your introvertedness, right? Like talk about how you're introverted, and this, like doing something like this is so out of your comfort zone, but you know that going outside of your comfort zone is really what's going to help you be successful. And just talk about being introverted. I feel like us talking about our limiting beliefs and our struggles and where we, the things we face in life really help us kind of overcome them and really become like better us and better coaches, because we find our tribe. There's one of my absolutely favorite coaches ever. Like she's my best friend, Haley Christian, and she is so introverted, and she's also kind of like a little spiritual, not like godly, but like into like crystals and stuff. But she's just weird, but she owns her weirdness and her introvertedness and her awkwardness, and it's so infectious. And so just do it the way, like, there's no right way or wrong way to coach. There's no right way or wrong way to show up for ourselves. It's just doing it and falling on our face 100 million times to finally figure out what works. And I know that's sometimes hard to hear. Like our job is literally to fall on our face a million times. But there's this book from John Maxwell called Failing Forward, meaning like that's how we move forward in life, is fail so many times till we figure out what works. And so at the beginning, it's going to feel weird and it's going to feel out of place, but it gets easier. I can promise you that. I hope that helped. I'm definitely working hard on that too. Good question. Yeah. It's hard. Like it's hard, especially like I am such a like extroverted introvert. So like I love being around people, but for too long it drains me. Like it completely drains me, and I get so like just like anxiety ridden, and it's bad. And so like whenever I get back from trips, I literally have to force myself to get on stories, or I have to force myself to show up, because y'all, at the end of the day, like it's not always going to be comfortable. It's not always going to be perfect, but we still have to show up. And so just figuring out what way that is to you and what way it feels good to you, and just keep practicing. That is like literally my biggest tip, is just keep practicing, because I promise you my stories now are nothing like my stories were freaking 2 years ago. They were bad, really bad. So they don't have to be perfect right now. When you first started, were you posting about your workout journey and then branched into coaching? I had about 0 pics of me working out. Yeah. So when I first started, you guys can literally even scroll back if you have enough time in your day or even care, but you can literally see like most of mine were sweaty selfies. Like I didn't know how to post content. I didn't know how to post social media. So I was told that you post every single day, no matter what. And so I did that and made that a point in my life. And then I started branching off into coaching, and I started adding stuff about my life and adding stuff about my children. But yeah, it started with just posting my daily sweaty selfies and talking about what that workout did for me mentally and physically. And then it grew into talking about my child, and then my Dunkin' Donuts obsession. And then it grew into talking about coaching, and then about, you know, being able to put gas in my car because I was able to do that with coaching. It grew into that. But right now, just focus on posting once a day, every day, something about you, something about your life, something that's going on right now, and something that can provide value to someone, entertain someone, or uplift them. Just focus on that. And yes, sharing that you're in a fitness journey can definitely help. It is definitely a necessity. So they know that they have something to join us with. Because like I say, they don't ever know unless we show them, right? Like social media, the only way they know what's going on is if we show them. And if we never show them, they never know if they have anything to join us with. So we have to make sure that we make it abundantly clear that we have something for you. Like if you look at my page in like 0.02 seconds, you will know that I have something for you to join. If it's a boot camp or a coaching opportunity, you know. So you know why I'm here and my purpose. So that's what we want to make sure, is that everybody knows the second they look at our page that they have something to join if they need that. You know what I mean? And that starts with posting our sweaty selfies. And that starts with posting before and afters and doing the really scary things. All right. Does anybody have any more questions? No, it doesn't look like it. Well, all right. Well, I hope this helped y'all. I will be posting the recording as well as the event link to the sneak peek that we're having Wednesday, so you guys can start inviting to that as well. If you have any questions, always let me know. And I am always here for you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for making this call a priority tonight. I really do appreciate y'all. All right. Bye.